Joining us right now to discuss this right now is John Griffing, investigative journalist and contributor to the National Review and American thinker. John, what do you think about Scott Brown's comments using Ebola, talking about the southern border?
Well, I think it underscores a larger issue, and that is the focus has been overseas as it regards ISIS currently and not at home. My sources in Texas inform me that President Obama is engaged in a massive relocation effort of aliens within Texas state borders, and this poses a grave risk to our citizens, not only because of the Ebola scare, which is valid, but also because ISIS wants to kill American citizens and destroy the United States.
But John, let me ask you, I mean, we talk about the southern border, and of course we've seen the visuals of, from earlier this spring, folks coming across the border here, but what makes the southern border any less porous than the northern border?
Well, the northern border, if you recall, on 9/11, we had threats that were intercepted at the northern border as well. But we have a much more porous southern border. And dating back to 2005, we have reports from Congress that say that Hezbollah penetrated our southern border and made it all the way to Midwestern states where they raised money and sent it to Al-Qaeda. So this is a problem that has been ongoing. When you have a president, though, that has moved beyond complicit turning the other way as regards illegal immigration to active participation in relocating potentially criminal and hostile aliens within a state like Texas, we have a huge problem. That's where our focus is in the state of Texas. It's on stopping the federal government from creating these security risks, from creating the potential for Ebola, other viruses, or security penetration, national security threats to penetrate our southern border. And that's what I think we'd like to see addressed here in Texas. Arizona, I know, has similar issues. We need to stop the federal government from breaching its oath of office to protect and defend the United States from all enemies, foreign and domestic, and we need to get on this right now before it gets out of hand.
John, according to the Washington Times, in 2008, the CDC asked the Obama administration for regional detention centers across the country to test for diseases like Ebola. But their request, we know, was unanswered. So my question for you is, are we seeing an administration that's leading from behind on both foreign and domestic national security threats here?
It's a great question. We're seeing an administration that is not leading at all. We're seeing an administration that has taken a leave of absence to play golf. We're seeing an administration that is essentially engaging in dereliction of duty. We have a president who has actually engaged in relocation of criminal aliens who have not been screened for either disease or security threats in Texas. And we have towns that are now being forced to host these criminal aliens. Knowing what we know about the alleged child refugees containing MS-13 gang members and potentially hostile parties, it is outrageous and potentially treasonous to have a sitting president who is permitting this type of effort to go to essentially proceed without any oversight, any DHS involvement, any type of screening whatsoever. This is outrageous. It must be stopped.
Well, John, what you're saying, it runs contra to what some of the administration officials have been saying about these illegal immigrants who do get detained. They say they have been screened medically, but you're saying that's not taking place. You have sources on the ground there in Texas, and you're saying these medical examinations are not happening.
I'm saying that the medical examinations notwithstanding, we shouldn't be relocating criminal aliens, people who have crossed our border illegally, into small Texas towns. We should be deporting them. We should be processing them. We should not be treating these individuals as refugees. And that is the policy of the administration currently, is to treat potentially hostile parties as refugees in Texas. And that poses a grave risk to our citizens. And after 9/11, I don't know how any president or any federal official could abide with that type of policy.
John, what's to prevent an ISIS militant from crossing the border? To 20 seconds we've got on the clock here.
Actually, nothing. Hezbollah has crossed, Al-Qaeda has crossed, numerous other hostile Islamists have crossed, and the Congress has released reports on this dating back to 2005. We are currently exposed, and we need to address the problem, or we could see actual violence in America again.
All right, John Griffing, we'll ask you to stick around for a little bit. We got some more stuff to talk about. What else is going down in Texas and what Governor Perry is doing about the situation with the border, Ebola, and ISIS. Much more to come here on America's Forum. We'll be back talking about these issues. John Bach and Francesca Page. We're sitting in for J.D. Hayworth today. We wish him and his family well. Hope he gets back to us very soon. More to come here on America's Forum right after this.